All right. Okay. Go here, roll this up a little bit. 13 love, 13 wisdom, 13 knowledge, 13 respect, 13 truth, 13 peace, 13 freedom, 13 justice, 13 happiness, 13 joy, 13 spiritual prosperity, 13 balance to all you beautiful nature people out there. They eat nature foods. They ain't eating the animals. Following the laws of the Most High, which is nature laws, universal laws. Not stepping outside of that. Man, there's a few little things that I wanted to, not wanted, but there's a few little things that I'm talking about tonight. And it was a little conversation I had with myself. Now, when we had these conversations with ourselves, I don't know about y'all, but we was told that that's crazy. And also we was told it was real crazy if you answer yourself, No, it's healthy to have conversation with yourself because you're having a conversation between you and your so-called God. But by definition of the word God, if you look it up, the root meaning of God means to evoke, to call out something, to pour into. So you got to pour into yourself. It's the word, it's the speech. So I was watching a movie called Lady of the Water. Check it out. For those that got eyes to see, will see the messages in that movie. In all movies. Now, this is about the movies. So we got movies. Let's just look at the word movies. Now, I don't know the definition of the word movies, but we could use our common sense here. So the common sense is we got moo-vie. Sound it out. Moo, like a cow. V. Or we got move me. But the cows are sacred. Their dung, when they excrete their dung, what is growing on the dung? The psilocybin mushroom. That's another reason why the cow is considered sacred. What's the other reason? Oh, well, the Taurus. It's the zodiac sign after Aries, and Aries is the cardinal sign, the initiation of spring. It's starting of something new. So starting spring, but once Aries come aboard, the spark of life, we got the Taurus carrying out life, meaning it's getting ready, like the cow, because the bull, the bull is Taurus, right? The sacred cow. So as that sacred cow do his thing, walking and mating with his lady cows and the cows in general, they're dropping their dung, fertilizing the land. Their hoofs and the weight of them is actually compacting all that in, making the ground real fertile, and they used to use the cows to tilt the land, when they did the farming and things like that. Then the psilocybin mushroom will grow on it, because when you take that psilocybin mushroom, that's just a quick access to your godhood or your pineal gland to activate you, because once you take it, your life change. It removes the veil, and then you get these direct messages. But before you could get these direct messages, you have to go through all that funk and all that dirt that you've been dealing with for all the years, all that negativity. And once you start working through that, each time that you take it, what happens? It gets easier and easier and easier and easier. But you got to have an agenda, and your agenda should be reaching who you are. And once you figure out that psilocybin, mushroom is a tool and all that stuff, you got to use it properly. But then once you use it, what's going to happen? You're going to master it. It's a skill, but it's a skill that you have through experience, but you don't have to rely on that no more, because that was just an activation point for you in your life. So you can learn how to activate those certain codes and frequencies inside of you, so you can get connected back with the planet, universal alignment. So back to the moveme. So we got moo-vie, we got moo-vies, like what we watch. Then we got, you can either move me by what you showing me on the TV, or you can moo. I feel good on it. So you can sound it out. Moo. Then the moon. So feminine energy. The movie is about the movies. It's about working with your right side of your brain, which is your feminine side, which is your creative side, which is that side that you got to go into to get back home to the universal creator, which is a mother, which is a woman, which is universal mother, or aka Big I'm a Mama universe. So in this movie, it's talking about a girl, the lady of the lake in the movie, talk about this girl came out of a swimming pool, which is water. So we got to go back into the water, deep inside of our brain. We got to water our brains with the cosmic energy. And that's how we get the information. That's how we get the healing. That's how we get the cleansing. Now, I will save y'all a lot of time here when it comes to these movies. You should have attention when you watch these movies. Don't just watch it because, oh, you bored or whatever. I mean, I guess that's okay. But have your eye open, your pineal gland open, and get the clues. But the clue is, in every single movie, they're telling you what they're going to do to you, which is always bad, and how they try to stop you from reaching your godhood or reaching the universal mother, rising up in Christ consciousness, enlightenment, where that serpent energy comes up, and then they got serpent wisdom. But then you always had these certain kind of obstacles that come in the way. You might have a government agent trying to stop you. You got the military trying to stop you. You may have, usually they bring in a woman because they're talking about the woman, the power of the woman. A woman might try to bring this man down to his lower state when he is already reaching his higher state, because he is already activated, but he's trying to figure things out. So now he's wrestling with his own demons. He's wrestling with his lower self and his higher self. And the woman, y'all, usually brings him back down because she's magnetic and he's electric. But what happens is, when that father come in, the masculine energy is electric. So it's supposed to guide that woman in the right direction. So you got to guide your woman and you in the right direction, your feminine energy, which is the serpent energy, which is the kundalini energy that's up inside your coccyx bone, in that little area with the 8 chambers. You got to rise it up, through breath and sexual disciplines, where you do not spill your vaginal your vaginal fluids or your seminal fluids. So, but that's all they're doing. It's just showing you that you can reach so-called godhood, but they're going to try to stop you through their agenda. That's all that's about. It's about the number 13. They'll tell you all the time. But then you'll see the number 13, and then they'll throw a 6 in there to get you going back downwards in the spiral. So that number 9 going up in the spiral. They want to keep you thinking backwards. They want to keep you in a trap where you keep on thinking about the matrix bullshit that's keeping you trapped, keeping you in that frequency where you cannot rise up to your universal godhood, as they may call it, or Godhead. Let's say rise up in Christ consciousness. So I want to say this as simple as possible. So when it comes to this masculine and feminine energy, you got to have a balance. So before you can even reach Christ consciousness, you got to know who you are. You got to heal yourself. And once you heal yourself, that means that you are learning more about yourself. So you're studying yourself, you're loving yourself, and you know yourself, therefore you're healing yourself. So once you get to that point, then you be in Christ conscious. Like, ain't no lower level thing can pull you back down unless you allow it to. Now the thing is, the feminine energy. What's the feminine energy? The water and the earth. So the water and the earth is cleansing. The water is cleansing you. The earth is cleansing you. That's the feminine energy. So what's the purification energy? We have the fire and the air, which is purifying you. The reason why I said water and earth is the cleansing energy and the feminine energy, is because water and earth go together. When you put a seed in the soil, what happens? When you put a seed in the soil, then you put when you water it, what happens? Things start to grow. But in order for it to grow, you got to have the masculine energy, which is the fire, which is from the sun, and then the air to carry out the frequencies. That's what it does. It just carries it out. So once you water the seed with the water and the earth, and allow for the fire to come into the seed, and the rays being carried by the wind, that moment is balance, and it's a spark of life. It's just that simple. So, I had a lot to say. I got a lot more to say. And sometimes, like, people don't understand, really know what's going on in the universe because they became disconnected. But when it comes to these spiritual messages, sometimes I talk real fast, so you may hear me stutter and things of that nature because the energy is so heavy. And it's not so heavy. I mean, it comes so fast, it's hard to really explain this shit, because this type of stuff I'm talking about, this is something that you should already be having access to. You had the potential to get the access to it, but mama ain't gonna let you get access to her, and father damn sure ain't gonna let you get access to mama. So let's be real about that. So it's about bringing the masculine and the feminine together in harmony. Now, I'll be real with you. All the gay movements and the poisoning of the foods, the political agendas that destroys the earth, and these corporations that are just for capitalism and tearing down nature, like tearing down trees just to make some capital out of nature. Any products out there like cell phones or things like that that's against nature or whatever, that shit's gonna burn down to the ground. It ain't gonna make it. All them agendas gonna burn down the ground. They're gonna make, why? Because it's going against universal law. It's defiled nature. I mean, come on now. Like, how can two people of the same sexes come together, like in a relationship, like, like some type of relationship where they're, getting intimate with each other to have a child? It's impossible. It would not never happen. When you see a male dog humping another male dog, is he gonna have a baby? No. So things that are defiled nature, which is going against the natural law, is not in a universal alignment. So if people out here doing these things, that's on you, because at the end of the day, everybody gonna be judged on their heart and where their mind at, and their actions and their deeds. So if that's something you're gonna do, hey, the universal creators gonna judge you. And that's it. I don't support none of that stuff. Like this cell phone we using. I don't like using technology. I hate technology. I want all this shit to burn to the ground. But there's some good into it. Meaning, like, I'm giving you a message right now. But also there's a good into it where you can program your seeds, which is your children, to not use this stuff, or to create better technology that's healthier for the planet, that's aligned with the planet, that's aligned with people. Or this, you see what I'm saying? That's what my son told me. Dad, he said, when I get older, he said, I want to make technology that is good for the planet and good for people. So start putting those positive seeds into your loved one's life. Don't be supporting none of this anti-nature stuff. I don't got any problems with people that's for nature, but I got problems with people who is against nature. So whatever actions and deeds that you do, you will be judged by those, not by me. I mean, I will see it, and I'll make my judgment personally if I want to deal with that person or not. But other than that, I don't got to associate myself with people who goes against nature at all, or organizations that go against nature at all, or governments that want to destroy nature, period. Or people that want to destroy nature, or governments that want to destroy people that's against nature. The Antichrist. The Antichrist is them not wanting you to reach your highest state of being on this planet, on this realm, so you can form your Merkaba ship, so you can fly up on out of here to the next dimension, which is a higher dimension. Now, look, I'm just talking. You like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I don't care. But also, I'm exercising my freedom of speech, in a righteous way, in a humble way, being honest. I care about good people. I would love for everybody to rise up in Christ consciousness and get right. Even the people who, went against nature. I went against nature. I'll be real with y'all. At the time when I was younger, what happened? I used to litter. Yeah. But guess what? What goes around comes around. So I paid for that. In many ways. Went through a lot of pain, went through a lot of suffering. So now it's like my duty to just share right knowledge, universal knowledge and wisdom with people in a humble way, and see someone for where they at, like see them where they at, and help them get to where they should be. So with that being said, 13 love, 13 wisdom, 13 knowledge, 13 respect. And one more thing, visit walker-minds.com if you feel in your heart to give any type of donation. So it is official. I decided that things with Walker Minds are going to be more centered on sharing knowledge, wisdom. And I also will have some of my services still up to help the people. Healing services definitely still going to stay up. And also I have new products to put on there. I got a lot of things I got to update with the site, but I have jewelry, authentic, jewelry, diamonds and gemstones and solid 18 karat gold and platinum. And also I have other things that I personally create. I have crystals, incense, candles and things of that nature. But I get it all together. Look, it's just a one-man operation, but it's a lot of ancestors behind all this in front of me, and a lot of energy from the Most High. So I mean, hey, if things gonna get better, where I can get things out more in a timely fashion. I've been talking about this stuff for years. I only was able to do so much, because I do work somewhere for a little bit. But really, I was supposed to be doing this full time, helping the people out. So wherever donation y'all give goes back into me, so I can get back into the people, get back into the earth, So 13 love.